I'm Will,
And I'm Bianca.
and you're at the Petaways place.
We're just a couple who likes to give family and relationship advice, even though we're not licensed to do so.
So hit that subscribe button below to join for more content.
Have you ever found yourself looking at a situation and wondering how someone has the sheer audacity to do something? Well, we've got a couple of stories from Reddit to share with you that may have you seeing red as well. All right, let's get into it. The first story is, am I overreacting to my wife's reaction to my Father's Day gesture from my daughter? Context. Daughter 19 says I was too hard to buy for her, so she would just take me to lunch this week. Perfectly fine with me. Last night she asked if we were doing that today. I said yes. My wife's, her stepmom's, mood changed immediately. She stared into space, then all of a sudden said, we should wait so she could be included. To me, that was overstepping. It caused an argument and upset my daughter. I mentioned that if her son, my step, would have offered a lunch for her for Mother's Day, I would not feel the need to inject myself into that at all. It didn't end well. She is still mad. My daughter went to bed early and probably feels like her gift to me is not enough or minimized now. Edit. Thanks, everyone. Today I got home from work late. She told me she apologized to her, and then she apologized to me, but it still leaves me uneasy. My daughter's birthday is this weekend, and me and her will celebrate together. What do you think about that?
Well, it's definitely a good gesture to want to spend some time with your father on Father's Day. And I'm with it. I'm not with the stepmother feeling like she needed to tag along or any type of animosity because she wasn't invited. This was a time for the daughter to have some quality time with her father on Father's Day, and, chit chat, quality time, build the relationship without the mother or the stepmother being involved. Usually, when you have young kids, the mother has to do the planning because the kids are young. They can't, invite their dad to dinner without another guardian or parent or something. So there may be some insecurity with the stepmom, or maybe she said something to the stepdaughter that she was concerned would come out at that dinner or at that lunch without, her being there. So that could have been she wanted to be there to kind of, control or see where the conversation would go.
I didn't think about that. I do think it's unfair to expect them to forego having quality time with just one another just because she feels like she's going to be left out. The post doesn't indicate like how long they've been married or how long she's been in the daughter's life. So I can't really speak to that, but I feel like take for example, our children, if they were like, hey, we want to do something special with dad for Father's Day, okay, have fun. I wouldn't feel the need to be there. So it begs the question of why. Is it because of insecurity? Is it because she's afraid that something's going to be told that she doesn't want to be let out? Like, what is it? I've seen way too many stepmother stories lately where it's just that they are trying to control a situation because they don't want the stepchildren to in any way impede upon the relationship that they have with the bio parent. So I would say he's not overreacting to be angry, because I would be too if the other parent tried to say like, no, you shouldn't go, and get legitimately angry over that decision being made.
Yeah, and then from a father perspective, I look forward to the day that my kids can say, hey dad, let's go out to lunch, and especially if they're buying. So I don't it would be one thing if they were trying to avoid the parent or the step parent, but if it was just, hey, this is my gift, and while we're at it, let's spend some quality time, whether it's just grab an ice cream cone or coffee, whatever. I don't think it should be Especially if the 19-year-old didn't want. This is a gift to the dad. And like the dads out there, you know how you get overlooked and lost in, the shuffle anyway for these holidays. So he may wanted that little time with his daughter. She was paying for the lunch. Or maybe this was the daughter's time to try to ask dad for a loan or something. And she didn't want somebody there to kind of, stop the loan or the request from happening. So I mean, either way, I don't think it's a big deal for the daughter to have that quality time with dad.
Without the
Without the
stepmother.
stepmom, yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next story. This one is called, Am I the Asshole for Ignoring My Wife for Throwing Away My Late Wife's Videotapes? I'm writing this because I don't know what to do. I have a daughter with my late wife, and her name is Eleanor. Her birthday is coming up in 2 weeks, and she's turning 18. Background: me and my late wife, Chloe, have been dating since college. We got older and ended up getting married. And after our wedding, she shared news to me that she was pregnant, and I was excited that we were expecting our first child. Since it was our first child, we bought a video camera and made little tapes and snippets of her whole pregnancy. Wholesome things, such as just joking around or having lunch or talking to our unborn child through the camera. We made a promise to only show Eleanor the tapes until her 18th birthday. Fast forward 2 years after her birth, Chloe passed away due to a drunk driver crashing into her car as she was coming home from her mother's house. I was devastated of her passing and went into a deep depression and having to raise our 2-year-old daughter by myself. My friends tried to get me to go out again and to start back dating, but every time I did, I felt like I was betraying her. Years later, when Eleanor was 13, I met Wendy. We met at a gathering for my sister's birthday, and we instantly hit it off. She didn't mind I had a daughter because she had 2 kids herself and just went through a divorce. 2 years after we got married, now back to the present. Eleanor, 18th birthday is coming up, and I kept all the tapes for me to show her. Mind you, her mother died when she was just 2, so Eleanor doesn't remember her touch or her voice. I was excited to show her the tapes, and a week ago I was talking to Wendy about it, and I noticed her expression going from happy to looking a bit uncomfortable. Wendy would always get uncomfortable when I talk about my late wife. I don't say things like, why can't you be like Chloe? Or Chloe was only supposed to be my first love. But I talk about her in a way to give my daughter a mental picture of how her mother was. Wendy has always talked to me about Chloe and how it made her sad that she, quote unquote, can never be like her. Chloe was a model, then started working on her own fashion career. And don't get me wrong, she was a really beautiful woman. While Wendy has 2 kids in college and, quote unquote, not in the best shape, due to her words. I love both women, how they are, and I've never had a preference, but I feel like Wendy is gaining some jealousy towards Chloe. I told Wendy that I love her just the way she was, and she broke down crying. The next day after that incident, she came up to me and apologized for the way she acted last night. I told her it was okay, and it's good that she felt comfortable to share her feelings, and I gave her a tight hug and a kiss on her forehead. She asked to see where the tapes were at, and I showed her the box of videotapes of my late wife in the closet. Things were going fine until yesterday morning. I was looking for the tapes because I wanted to put them in a prettier box for my daughter, and when I went to go find them, the box wasn't in the closet. I looked everywhere to the point I walked downstairs to see my wife lying on the couch watching TV. I asked her about the box, and she told me she threw it away with a neutral expression. My heart dropped, and I asked her, what did she mean? And she told me that I talk about her too much and I need to move on with my life, so she threw them away as a head start. I was fuming with anger because not only did she throw away what I had left of her, she threw away my daughter's big surprise. We quickly got into an argument, and she noticed how angry I was, so she started apologizing. I got to the point I started crying and locked myself in our bedroom. Whew. In the morning, it's the morning, and I'm writing this in my office, going through my computer, trying to find old files or any type of video of my late wife to give to my daughter, because sometimes my daughter still cries that she never got to meet her mother, and I really thought it would bring her closer to her. I've been ignoring my wife for the past day, and she's been texting me nonstop about how sorry she is, but I really can't look at her right now. It's getting to the point our mutual friends are texting me to accept her apology and get over it since Chloe died over 10 years ago. But I'm trying to ignore them all because they never had someone so close to them die. I'm working on finding these files and I'm starting to think I was overreacting. I don't know what to do and I really need help.
Let's throw the wife in the trash. It's insane that you can have a spouse that's insecure about the prior spouse that passed away. That's insane. Regardless of what your shape is, if he's married you, if he's not comparing you to that other person, the insecurity there is, insane. And then to throw away some memory from his memory, because just because the person passes, or even if you separate and the person is still alive, I don't think you just throw those feelings away. But you threw away his memories. You threw away the memories of him trying to gift that to his daughter so that they can have so she can have some type of memory of her mother. So the insecurity of the wife is insane. Her throwing away the items are just a crazy overstep of boundaries. And I say that's my advice. Throw your wife in the trash and, try to find another wife.
Oh my God. When I think about just how many pictures and videos that I've collected of our children, I can't imagine if, God forbid, I passed away and then you're saving up all this stuff and then the next woman is like, I'm jealous of your deceased wife and I'm going to toss this stuff to help you move on, because I feel like after over 10 years you haven't moved on yet. I would come back and haunt her. It baffles me that she even thought it was okay. Okay, also the friends are trash. The friends who are like, forgive her and just get over it because it's been 10 years already. Yeah. Ditch those friends. They are not yours. Okay, they for her, they not for you. It breaks my heart also for this little girl who, too, is such a young age to lose your parent. I can't imagine what that feels like. Both of my parents are here, so I can't relate to that. But I do feel that knowing like you've got these pictures and everything of her, that means something. That's something that you have that you otherwise, without these pictures, photos, videos, whatever that dad had in the memory box, without that, she wouldn't be able to get to know her mother. And then how special is it that, this was a video to show, or these are videos to show the way they anticipated her, right? That feels good. That should feel special. That's what the wife is jealous of.
Yeah.
Now the girl doesn't have it at all.
Yeah, I think in some, where it's a marriage where you have, or a widow or something like that, a lot of those folks take the position that they should replace this person. And just because that person passed on, it doesn't, that memory, that feeling, that time spent with that person is not to be replaced. Your time or your place in life is just rearranged, and then you get a new significant other, and then you move along in life with that person, love them, care for them, build memories with them. But to want to throw away somebody's memories and the memories of the kid, like I said, she's for the trash herself.
But look, I don't want to seem totally insensitive to the fact that, okay, sure, she may feel that she's not being seen for the grief of the husband, because I can imagine it's ongoing, right? So she feels like anytime he gets into that point of feeling sad, or the daughter's feeling sad, it's like, what about me? I'm here. I can understand that. I just feel like the overstep happened when she chose to throw away something that was not hers to get rid of. So is he the asshole for still being angry with her?
Oh no, he's definitely not the asshole. And
or for ignoring her. That's what he asked. If
Yeah,
he's the
no,
asshole
yeah,
for ignoring her.
no, because again, and look, and I'm not giving anyone any marital advice, and of course, don't throw the lady in the trash, but that may not be something easily to just
Get over.
right. You did a big step in. First of all, asking where my personal items are, that you knew what they
Yeah,
were
she had a plan
for.
for that
You
anyway when
had
she
a
asked.
premeditated plan to throw my stuff in the trash. Now it's gone. You want me to just get over it and forgive you? Nope, I couldn't do it that way. And again, someone with that level of insecurity, if they don't get it resolved, it just continues to build and build.
So we have an update on this one now. All right, small update. I didn't expect this to blow up. I came on here looking for general advice, and now I have thousands of people taking my in DMs. Okay. I'm going to be answering some questions that I'm getting asked about the most. I was thinking about asking Wendy about the tapes and where she threw them out, but I saw a comment that told me don't ask her because it might give her some time to hide it or lie. Instead, when I get back home, I checked in the outside trash cans and the kitchen one, and I still couldn't find them. Trash day isn't until Thursday, so I was confused. I finally went up to ask her, and at first, she wasn't going to tell me. I threatened her with divorce, like one of you guys said, and she gave in. It turns out she kept the videotapes in her car until trash day arrived because she knew I would look through the trash. So now I have the tapes. Thank God. This woman is Jesus help
See?
her. Another question asked was, did Eleanor know about the tapes? No, I didn't want to ruin the surprise until if I knew that I had a backup. She didn't know about them now, and I'm not planning on telling her until her birthday. The only problem is that I'm afraid that Wendy might tell her. Ooh. One more question is people asking if I'm considering divorce. Wendy never did anything like this before, and I don't want to ruin a 6-year relationship. But at the same time, I really do think she needs some type of help. I'm considering asking her to go to therapy, and I'm really considering our relationship. Wendy is really good with my daughter, and my daughter loves her and her children like family. I think Wendy is just trying to take Chloe's place with being Eleanor's mother. I really started to think she has issues. A lot of people also said if I don't divorce her, I will betray my daughter. My daughter is my number one, and I think I should find someone better that can respect not only me, but my daughter and her mother. She put them in her freaking
Yeah,
car.
like I
Like,
said, premeditated, man, premeditated. She
that she was going to hold until trash day.
yeah, she was holding the tapes hostage.
Oh my God. That's a whole different level of I'm insecure.
Yeah,
You would rather watch your husband give you like the cold shoulder, silent treatment, and you'd rather go through all of that just to be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable when, can we please address how you discuss? Like, instead you go, I got an idea. I'm gonna put this shit in my car and I'm gonna hold it. Okay, I'm gonna hold it until trash day, and when they come around, I'm gonna run out there with that bag of tapes.
yeah,
He might really at this point want to consider
yeah,
like you need a break.
yeah.
She needs therapy. She needs therapy quickly, like now.
Can we say it once more? She's for the trash herself because once
It's
more,
bizarre.
how can you? It'd be one thing if it was like something sexual on the tapes,
Right. These
or
are just sweet videos.
right. This is like the first birthday party. We're at breakfast. Just the little things a little baby may do or something like that. Just memories that most women, most families hold on to. Like, and before anyone says, "Oh, well, it's old. She passed." Imagine all of the memories you started taking photos of before that kid got to a certain age. If that burned up in a fire, if a flood happened in your house and then you lost those memories, that's what that is to him. And for you to like kind of try to take that and hold it hostage for
It's a
Ash.
sad thing. She's actually, I can tell, or I feel like, I don't know what's actually going on, but I feel like she was going to also show that jealousy when the daughter watches those videos. There's no way that it's just like, I'm jealous of a box of tapes.
Yeah. You want to
She
keep her from
she
that
wants
part
to
of her
act as
life.
kind of like the replacement mother,
Yeah.
which I understand, or I've heard that stepping into a step role is difficult. Okay, I get that. But the thought that you could replace, oh my gosh, like deceased mother.
Look, for most of us guys, even if your wife, girlfriend, she went into your drawer and threw away your old underwear, right? The raggedy ones, the ones you think had that old t-shirt. She tossed that away. Most of us are ready to go ham over that. So you done threw away these memories? Nah, that's like I said, she's for I mean, I'm for working through it through some type of therapy. Maybe it can be a resolution. But if no success can come through that, where she can understand his feelings, and if he's like again, we're not in their house, so he could be making her feel less than, and
Right.
it could be some undertone or indirect
Yeah, because
stuff
we're only
there.
getting his perspective.
Right. So
That's fair.
there could be something where she's definitely feels that she's being compared, or she's not holding up to, that standard of that woman. But if that's not the case, she's completely out of bounds.
Well,
Completely out of bounds.
we have another update. Update part two. It's been a month now. Things have been definitely changing. For anyone wondering, Eleanor's birthday went great, especially without Wendy there to ruin it. Ooh. Basically, what happened was Wendy found my Wendy found my post and went crazy about it. She started accusing me of trying to ruin her life over something so little, and the way she only found out because her older sister saw the story on TikTok. We got into an argument and she tried gaslighting me into being the crazy one and threatened me to leave and take all I own and whatever she said. She then proceeds to go into our room and started tearing things down, trying to look for the tapes again. I pulled her wrist trying to get her to calm down, but she took it as an opportunity to start breaking down crying, saying that I hit her, which I back off, and I just watched her as she tried to throw things at me. And now I reached my breaking point because it's the day after my daughter's birthday, and I had little time to get dinner tonight because we have reservations. Goodness gracious. I was already ready and had to pick Eleanor up from a friend's house. So I grabbed my keys and I left her there, not having time for her to act like a child. And by the way, the tapes were at my mother's house as we were all going to go there after the dinner. The night went great after that, and me and Eleanor came home to a messy house with furniture and pictures teared up. It looked like a bunch of 3-year-olds went wild in there. Wendy and her children weren't anywhere to be found, and neither was her cat. Oh, car, sorry. I already assumed that it was Wendy who did all of this. Plus, I had proof because I keep security cameras in my house. I tell Eleanor about everything that went down before her birthday, and she was shocked, at least to know the woman she thought was an angel was actually a bee. Long story short, we call the cops. Wendy gets arrested, but gets out after 3 days. Now I'm almost done with my divorce process. Also, Wendy, if you're reading this, have fun living at your mother's house and having a criminal record. I hope it was worth it.
Right. See, like I said, she's trash.
That went downhill real quick.
Like, no, I expected it would go this far, because if you're insecure of a person that's no longer alive, you are on a different level of insane. Like I said, you can't call, you can't meet up with them. I saw you at the movies. No, you didn't see me at the movies with nobody, because they're passed away. She showed us she is just one of those trash individuals that was jealous or insecure, and instead of having a conversation about that insecurity with the person that you trust that should love you, and figure out, hey, here's a resolution. Here's what we can do. Here's how I feel. He'll understand how that person feels and then move past it. But no, let me try to hide the videos. Let me try to trash them. Let me then do this and do that thing. And now
Tear
I'm
up the
upset
house.
that through a outlet of me venting about something ridiculous you did, by the way. Now you have the audacity to get upset that I was venting about it when I didn't get the audacity. Like, he didn't lose his mind when everybody was telling him, get over it. So why did you lose
Right.
your mind when I put it on this thing? Don't nobody know who you are. Did not look. Anyways, like I said, trash. Trash.
Look, I have nothing more to say. I'm completely shocked that it went so quickly downhill. And I guess in this point, I take back everything I said about feeling sorry and maybe it's just that no, she just wanted to control the situation. And then when she couldn't control the situation, then she's embarrassed and she acted a fool. And yeah, enjoy being at your mama's house because
Yeah.
that was absolutely insane. Because even when she found out, I guess I do have something to say. Even when she found out that it was on Reddit by somebody posting it on TikTok, she still could have gone home and have a conversation with them like, hey, I read your feelings. Because nowhere in that first original post did he really say anything
Negative
bad about
about her.
her.
No,
Right. He
absolutely.
was just like, am I wrong for being angry? Or am I the asshole
Giving
for
her the
being
cold
angry?
shoulder or whatever. Yeah.
Right. For ignoring her. Okay, there was nothing bad said. So had she just really come home and had a conversation and say like, hey, I'm sorry, here is how I feel about it and how I felt about it. And, could we make these accommodations for me? He would have taken it a different way, but you came home and destroyed things. Yeah, it's all on you. So he's still not the asshole. Good for his daughter. And I guess it's his mom that he said that the tapes are
Yeah.
left at his
Yeah.
mom's house. Hopefully, his deceased wife's family is able to see those tapes as well. It would be nice to see a little update about that to see if he's been able to share them with more of her family members as well. I'm sure that that would mean the world to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good
No.
luck to him and his daughter. Well, that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw.
And hit the like and subscribe button for follow along for more.
Thank you.